I am here with students at Wakefield High School in Arlington, Virginia, and we have got students tuning in from all across America, from kindergarten to 12th grade. And I'm just so glad that all could join us today. And I want to thank Wakefield for such an outstanding host. Give yourself a big round of applause. I know that for many of you, today is first day of school. And for those of you in the kindergarten or starting middle or high school, it's the first day of a new school. So it is understandable if you are a little nervous. I imagine there are some seniors out there who are feeling pretty good right now, with just one more year to go. And no matter what grade you are in, some of you are probably wishing it was still summer, and you could have stayed in bed just longer this morning. I know that feeling. When I was young, and my family lived overseas, I lived in Indonesia for a few years. And my mother, she didn't have the money to send me where all the American kids went to school, but she thought it was important for me to keep up with an American education. So she decided to teach me extra lessons herself, Monday through Friday. But because she had to go to work, the only time she could do it was at 4:30 in the morning. Now, as you might imagine, I wasn't too happy about getting up early. A lot of times, I fall asleep right at the kitchen table. But whenever I complain, my mother would just give me one of those looks and she would say, "This is no picnic for me either, Buster." So I know that some of you are still adjusting to being back at school. But I'm here today because I have something important to discuss with you. I'm here because I want to talk with your responsibility and what's expected of all of you in this new school year. Now, I've given lots of speeches about education, and I've talked a lot about responsibility. I've talked about your teachers' responsibility for inspiring students and pushing you to learn. I've talked about your parents' responsibility for making sure you stay on track and you get your homework done and don't spend every waking hour in front of the TV or with the Xbox. I've talked a lot about your government's responsibility for setting high standards and supporting the teachers and the principals and turning around the schools that aren't working, where the students aren't getting opportunities that they deserve. But at the end of the day, we can have the most supportive teachers, the most supportive parents, the best schools in the world, and none of it will make a difference. None of it will matter unless all of you fulfill your responsibilities, unless you show up to those schools, unless you listen to your teachers, unless you listen to your parents and grandparents and the other adults it takes to succeed. A responsibility each of you has for your education. That's what I want to focus on today. I want to talk with you about your responsibility to yourself.